Hey geeks, it's Jim at MajorGeeks.com. I wanted to talk to you today about installing Fedora 42 in VMware. Um, shouldn't take too long. I'll go as smoothly as possible. But I wanted to introduce Fedora 42 to you all with Windows 10 coming to its end of the life and Microsoft trying to force everybody to throw away their old PCs and get new ones. A lot of people are turning to Linux as options, and Fedora 42 may surprise you. It's the Fedora 42 comes with GNOME 48, GNOME 48, or GNOME 48, or GNOME 48. I'm not sure which to call it, but I believe GNOME. I use GNOME because of garden gnomes, right? But a lot of people use GNOME from GNU, which is the old Linux, another Linux system. But we're going to call it GNOME because I feel simply silly saying GNOME. And it's like, do you know or do you know to me, right? So we're going to call it GNOME, and you can pick on me in the comments if you like. So anyway, Fedora 42 comes with GNOME 48 as the desktop environment. Uh, think of uh, think of Fedora as the back end and GNOME as the front end, or for example, with your car, GNOME is everything you see inside your cockpit, the steering wheel, the cool screens, and all that. And Fedora 42 is everything in the back end, the engine, and how everything works. And together, these are fantastic. So, but without further ado, I'll have to do plenty of talking later. Fedora comes when you install an operating system, you typically use a file called ISO, and Fedora ships with what they call live ISO. So an ISO is all the installation files for your operating system. Think of the old days when you threw in the DVD and you put all the files in. In this case, the live ISO can be run with no risk, no muss, no fuss. You just run it inside of, like, install it onto a thumb drive or something, and you can run it from there. In my case, I use VMware to make it easy peasy, and both are free. So I'll put a link in the description for where to get them. And VMware, for those who don't know, is a program for virtual operating systems, right? You can set up virtual operating systems within your operating system. So here I am running Windows 11, but I can run Windows 10 or older versions or preview versions of Windows on Windows in Windows, and never the two shall meet. So if I go in here and kill my Windows 10 with a virus, it won't get to my Windows 11. I can also back up and make copies of these operating systems fairly quickly. So VMware is a must-have for us in what we do in a testing environment, and very familiar, but I'll show you how you can quickly do this. So the first thing you need to do is give VMware, and I'll link in the description. And then the next thing you want to do is click File and New Virtual Machine. And in this case, we're going to just do the walkthrough. Now, I've already downloaded the Fedora file, which is here, Fedora Workstation Live, right? And I'll link to that in the description. There's several versions, but this is the one you want, the workstation version. And we're just going to click that, and we're going to click Open. Right? Then we're going to click Next and name it whatever we like. Right? Now, here's the trick in installing Fedora. The maximum disk size is fine. You can pick whatever you like. 20 gig is quite fine. And here you have the option to store as a single file or multiple files. This is a little easier if you're backing up files. I tend to store as a single file. It's a little better performance, but if you're splitting it into multiple gig files or just 120 gig file, it's a little easier to back up the smaller ones, right? But in my case, 20 gig is fine. I don't really care. It's the next screen we want to watch out for. When VMware goes to install, it tries to install with 2 meg of memory. On many other Linux installations, this is fine. But for Fedora, no, it's not going to be. And if you just leave it as this, it's going to cause trouble later on, and it may be stall or it might not install at all. So the first thing you want to do is click not customer, customize the hardware. Right, you're going to come here and just use this slider and bring it up to about 8 gig. On this system, I can go up to 27.9, but 8 gigs more than fine. You can increase the number of processors available and all that through here. You really don't need to. Certainly, if you wanted more speed and availability here, processors you could increase, but we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to go to 8 gig and we're just going to close this and then we're going to click finish. And it will now start to do its thing. All right, you get the, whoops, click in the window here, and we're gonna get that to going. So it's going to go through a test installation. This is probably the least interesting part. Oh no, actually, it gets way less interesting later. But here you have it's just checking the requirements for the system to be able to install on it. Very minimal requirements. One of the cool things with Fedora 42 is it adds native HDR support. With the VMware, it's likely that you won't be able to get to HDR because of the limitations on the size of the display, but we'll get to that in a second. And then it's going to come here to a screen where you've got the spinny circle of doom. As a tech, I probably spent half my adult life watching spinny circles, whether it's a Windows install or software install, a Fedora install. So any of you up and coming coders out there, if you could reinvent the spinny circle to something, I don't know, flying butterflies, a laser battle, some pew 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 running across the screen. I don't really care, but something other than the spinny circle. It's getting old. So, here we are. Take a sip of my coffee. And here we have the initial desktop of Fedora 42. And it gives you a preview of what you're going to look at up later. Up there to the left, you'll see the pill and dot. That's how you navigate through different screens. I'll show you that later. And down here is your taskbar where you can get to other items later. I won't do a full review of Fedora, but I just want to get you to install, but I will show you how to familiarize yourself with some of these things. And at this point, we're just going to click install Fedora in a pretty background. Oh, here's a little Easter egg. See this? 6 times 9 equals 42. Fedora 42 was codenamed Adams after Douglas Adams, and 42 is the meaning of life, the life and oh, good Lord, life, the universe, and everything. One of my favorite books of all time. It should be yours as well. I quote it in almost every daily conversation. So there you go. Little Easter egg. So here we have another spinny screen, and we're going to pick our language. I'm going to go with English because obviously I speak English. I can get in trouble in French, but that's about it. And we're going to click next. And we're going to use the entire disk. This is something when people work in VMware Workstation, they get a little nervous, right? So we're going to use the entire disk, and it's going to get scary because you've got your Windows on there and all your files on there, right? And you click next, and no, we don't want to encrypt our data. And it's going to say erase data and install, and that's scary because you're like, oh my god, all my documents, all my whatever. No, it's only working in that 20 gig environment that we gave it. It's set aside. It can't touch your normal operating system. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can mess up. You can play around in here as much as you like. So we're going to erase our data and install, and we're going to do another spinny screen. Right. And this is going to take about 10 or 15 minutes, depending on your PC. So I don't think I can, actively entertain you all for 15 minutes in a spinning screen. So I'm just going to pause the video here and we'll come back to it after the installation. And we're back after a successful installation. Just about the right amount of time to make a couple phone calls and make a fresh cup of coffee, and we're good to go here. All right, so let me close this out. I don't need that. So installation, you exit to live desktop, and here you go. Here's your Fedora. Right, that's nice, pretty screen. We've got this little bridge back here. It's nice, right? Here's what I want to draw your attention to. One of the cool ways that Fedora does things is creates different desktops. It's great for multi-monitor setups, right? So if I click here, you can see over here I've got another workspace, right? And I can use these as workspaces. So, for example, let's say I want to use this workspace as my file management workspace, or maybe I'm uploading screenshots or whatever. I can put my file management app over here, right? Maybe this one's going to be my browsing workspace, right? And maybe this one might be coding environments, right? Stuff like that. So makes it. I can skip all this nonsense. Doop, doop, doop. I don't know why I'm even bothering with this. It's just habit, right? Like you just can't leave an installation halfway done, right? So you go up here and now with a multi-monitor setup, this right side might be on your other monitor, right? You're flopping back and forth, and you can also get it from the center. You can search within the operating system. So that's wicked cool, right? And then down here you have your taskbar. If you click that, you're going to come up with some of the other applications and things you can do. It comes with LibreOffice, other things installed, which are nice. Comes with all the bells and whistles you can use to get going with an operating system before you have to go and install new software. Music players, video players, the whole 9 yards. So this isn't a review of Fedora. It's just I want to give you an overview of why I think you Windows users might like it. So kind of cool, right? Smooth as butter. Moving back and forth. Now up here, if you look at your little icon here, it's a network icon, and you go to your settings. This. I'll just show you real quick some of the things with GNOME 48 to come. First off, what I can't show you here, because we're in a virtual desktop, which isn't HDR compliant, but if this were an HDR monitor and video card and everything set up with 4K resolution, you would see a button right here that would say toggle on and off HDR, which brings that high dynamic range to everything you do, your movies, your photos. Prior to this release of GNOME and Fedora, you could get HDR in some environments, like if you ran Steam on your Linux, you could do it that way, and there were a couple operating systems that could do that. But in this case, I think this is the first integration of HDR into Linux, which is going to make it feel more homey to those Windows users. And go down here into your apps, and you can add context disc. There's even I think the new version has a wellness. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. But you can go through and see all the apps. Here's what's cool too. You can either get notifications from your clock, your dish, your event. You can turn them on and off, and you can turn on do not disturb. So if you're working, you don't want to keep getting notifications of whatever you have notifications for. You can turn them off. I believe that's new in this particular thing. Here's well-being. Well-being's nice. Ergonomics is cool. Your work-life balance, right? And you can change your work habits, screen display, and all that from here, right? So it's kind of cool. And so that's where you do that from, is up here and then to settings. So there you have it. That's about it for now. There's no real reason more to go through. You can see that this is a excellent environment for somebody who may be looking to get away from Windows or just wanted to try out Linux. You see it only took 10 or 15 minutes to go from I don't have Linux to I am running and using Linux. And you can then learn how, if this is something that would work in your daily life, if it's something you want to use, if it's something that you could see you moving forward with zero risk. It's you don't like it, close it, delete it. You're good to go. It won't mess with your operating system. You don't have to play around. So sorry, I got bored. I wanted to do some of the cool backgrounds. So there you go. There's how you install Fedora 42 into VMware and be up and running in Linux in 15 minutes or less. So hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. If you'd like more like this, more Linux like this, please drop a note in the comments. And we'll keep going doing these videos. And until next time, geek it till the megahertz.